All right, so we're going to work on finding the percent of a number. So a percent is a part to whole ratio where the whole is 100. So we can write a percent as a fraction with a denominator of 100. Take a look at my picture over here. I have 3 out of 4 is 75%. 3 out of 4 is 75%. So I'm setting it up. 3 is my part, 4 is the whole, and my percent is always over 100. So if I take a look and I can transfer it over to words, is over of equals percent over 100. So here it says 3 out of 4 is 75%. So I know that 3 was my part, and I know that 4 of 4, that's a really good giveaway, of 4, and then is 75%. Well, the percent sign right there gives it away, and I can set that up nicely. Now, I can do this if I'm missing a piece as well. Let's always start with our is over of percent over 100. So I'm going to write that in a lighter color so that I can write on top of it. So is over of equals my percent over 100. And now I'm going to switch to a darker color and we're going to fill it in. So it says what percent, so I'm looking for maybe a percent, because it says what percent of 15 is 12. Okay, well I don't know my percent, so I'm going to put an X or a variable. Of 15, I'm going to put 15 here, is 12. And my 100 always stays, so I'm going to fill that in a little bit darker. Now I'm going to use cross multiplication to set this up. Butterfly method all the way. To set this up, I'm going to write 15 times X equals 12 times 100. On the left-hand side is just 15x equals, well, 12 times 100 is 1,200. Now this is a one-step equation, and I'm just going to divide by 15 on both sides to figure it out. And 1,200 divided by 15 is going to give me x equals 80. Well, I was looking for a percent, so I need to make sure I put that percent sign there. Let's keep looking at some examples. So this one says, what number is 36% of 50? Well, I'm always going to start by writing my is over of equals my percent over 100. And now I'm going to fill in my questions. So it says, what number is? Okay, I have my percent, 36% of 50. Well, 36% right there, boom. And I know my 100 always stays. I know of 50 right there, of. And is, well, they're asking me, so I'm going to put a variable x. I'm going to start with my cross multiplication and write my problem. 50 times 36 equals 100 times x. I'm going to simplify using my calculator. 50 times 36, well, that's 1,800 equals 100x. Now I'm going to divide 100 to get x by itself on both sides. And x equals 1,800 divided by 100 is 18. And that's my answer. Let's take a look at this one. I'm going to start with writing my is over of so I don't forget. This is where writing it on a piece of paper and using a calculator are very important. All right, 150% of what number is 24? Well, I know 150%. That's okay that it's over 100. It's kind of like giving extra credit or going above and beyond on something. Is 24, well, that's a giveaway, is 24. And of what number? Well, I'm going to put a variable x. Butterfly, cross multiplication. 100 times 24 equals 150x. Well, 100 times 24 is 2,400 equals 150x. I need to divide 150 on both sides to get x by itself. 2,400 divided by 150 equals x equals 16. All right, we can also apply this to a word problem. I'm going to always start with my is over of because that's the most important. Is of percent 100. Because if I set it up correctly, I'm going to get my answer correct. All right, you are assigned 32 math problems for homework. You complete 87.5% of these before dinner. How many have you already done? Well, this is where it's also important to kind of maybe mark something like this is a whole and this is the part. That might help us. All right, well, let's go back to filling in what we do know. I have a percent, 87.5. That's okay that it's a decimal. I didn't give a full 87%. I gave a little bit more of that, and I didn't give a full 88. So right dab in the middle, 87.5. Well, if I'm assigned 32 math problems for homework, is that a part of my math homework or the whole of it? It's the whole of it. So I'm going to put 32 right there. My 100 always goes. So that means I'm going to look for a part. All right, I'm going to use my cross multiplication. I'm going to say 32 times 87.5 equals 100x, or 100 times x. 32 times 87.5 equals 2,800 or 2,800 equals 100x. I need to get x by itself, so I'm going to divide by 100. And 2,800 divided by 100 is 28. So x equals 28. Well, I need to put a label at the end of this because it is a word problem. So I did 28 math problems. Okay? So you are going to use these examples to complete the 6 questions that you have in the Google Slides for today. You are going to need a piece of paper to set it up correctly. You're going to want to write down every step, and you are going to want to make sure that you use a calculator. As always, if you have any questions, please ask.